Qigong, and I shall get my mind together. It's been like that this week. Okay, so thanks for coming on. Do make sure that there's nothing you're going to trip over. You're going to hit your arms, your fingers. Another thing is that if you feel dizzy at any time, please do take a seat. Also, do not hold your breath. All right. Thank you for the love heart. Don't hold your breath. So when I say breathe in and you need to breathe out, please do that. Okay. So when you're doing abdominal breathing, I'm not going to hit my head. I need you to expand your tummy when you're breathing in. So when you breathe in, your tummy expands. When you breathe out, your tummy should deflate. Okay? So when you breathe in, tummy expands. And tummy should relaxes when you breathe out. Good. Alright, I'm just going to step back because I do want you to see my legs, so you know what I'm doing. I'm just checking that I'm not going to hit that beam or anything else. Okay, alright. I hope you can see me alright. This is the light is behind me. Right, I just want you to stay with your feet together. Some people call it an ego stance. When your heels are together and your feet are kind of you could put your fist in between. Then I want you to soften your knees, because I actually find this really, really useful. Because as I tilt my hip, I could find my heels a lot easier in this position. And I hope you find the same. So I want you to tilt your head because I need you to put your spine in that neutral position. But soften those knees. Okay. So imagine you're sitting with your tailbone to your heel. And everything else is nice and relaxed. Okay. And I just need you to not tighten. So I want you to imagine that your spine is in a straight line. Okay. Tug your chin underneath a little bit. Leave your tongue on the top of your roof. Right. So that everything is nicely connected. Your spine is nicely connected. I just want you to slowly, as you sink, I want you to lift from the top and open your arms diagonally as you sink. So we're going to do a few of these and breathe out. Let's do that again. In. So as if you're making a circle, but hopefully you're beginning to feel that you're touching something already with your hands. Breathe in. I always imagine I've got a ball, you know those fit ball, and I'm actually kind of almost like touching it. I am touching it. So I go breathing in. So I open my back. Then I breathe out. I just need one more from you. Breathe in. Open the back. So you don't want your scapula, your shoulder blades, to squeeze together. And then now I just want you to step out, parallel stance, and just imagine you resting your arms on a table. So I want you to drop your shoulders and your elbows now. Shouldn't be up here, just drop them as if you're actually resting your arms on the table. I want you to remember your tailbone sitting down on your heels. Your arm probably, although you're resting, so you're not holding it with your shoulders, rest it. But funny enough, it might just be becoming heavier and heavier. And just breathe. Nice and deep and slow. You can close your eyes if you want. Feel the connection between this hand and this hand, as if there's something you're holding in your hands. And relax and breathe out. Just one more time, just in case you haven't got that quite yet. So as if you're holding a ball, perhaps, or a beach ball. Tilt your tailbone, so tailbone sinking into the heels. Don't forget to lift from the top of your head. And breathe. And close your eyes. Remember, you're resting your arms on the table, so you're not holding it out with your shoulders. Rest it, relax. And breathe out. From there, as if you're holding a bowl still, I just want you to sink, feel your core, because if you use your core, lift from your crown, you should feel your spine nicely stretching out, and then breathe out. Same again, so you're lifting as if you've got a ball in your hand, a little tennis ball perhaps. Sinking, and breathe out all the time. Think about your shoulder blades. Don't squeeze them. Definitely your body doesn't rotate. What I mean by that, it doesn't rotate, alright? You're just sinking and relaxing. And breathe out. And in again. Breathing out. Breathe in. Sinking. Lift from your crown and your core. Use your core. Breathe out. One last one. In. And breathe out. Both arms lifting together. Again, in that same position, as if you're resting your arms on the table. But this time, imagine you're just dropping your shoulders, drop your elbows, drop your wrist and your hands. What happens is your arms comes to you, your hands comes to you. And I just want you to slowly, as if you're squeezing your elbows together, and relax. Completely relaxed. Feel the arms probably getting heavier. Again, breathe in. Just drop your shoulders, elbows. And you find your hands come straight to you automatically without you pulling them back. Squeeze your shoulders, not just squeeze shoulders, your elbows. You will lengthen your arms and breathe out. And again. I'm going to ask you to do 4 to 5 times. Again. Feel the connection between your hands. Don't lose that connection. Breathing out as you squeeze your elbows together. And just relax. Still breathing out if you can, but don't worry about it. Last one. In. Remember to sink. You're still lifting. Just drop those shoulders and elbows. And now slowly breathe out as you squeeze your elbows together. just relax. I still want you to lift. Pull your arms together as if you're resting your arms on the table one more time. This time, I need you to imagine you're a train. The wheels. Yeah? And you're kind of almost like making, you should be, circular movement. So when you imagine, I want you to imagine your arms as being circles because you're circling your body. Does that make any sense to you? Breathe out. I'm just relaxing, dropping my elbows on my shoulders. I feel the motion, the circular motion of my hip. Breathe out. To be precise, in there. So I open my hip flexors by dropping them. I feel the circle, the circular movement in my hip. As I circle my arms, I don't actually circle my arms. Breathe out. I don't know whether that makes sense. So as I circle down with my hip, I circle back up along with my arms and breathe out. Still in this parallel position, shoulder width apart, my knees are still soft. I want you to bend your back. You should feel your hands quite heavy, maybe quite warm too. I just want you to open your palms, so if you can do these all together, I actually want you to bend your back backwards and just relax your head. Still make sure that your knees are soft. And I want you to reverse. Feel your spine going the other way. I actually do want you to bend your spine forward and drop your head. Feel your arms nice and long. So I just want you to go, breathe in, open up your palms. You just rotate, turn. Breathe in, tilt your head. Breathe out. I drop my head first, then the rest of my spine, one by one, until I am bending forward with my head dropped, my arms lengthened, being pulled down, probably by gravity. It will be by gravity, and in. Always making sure that my shoulder joints is not closed, so I'm not squeezing. My arms are completely relaxed. My shoulders are completely relaxed. And breathe out. Again, feeling my fingers as if they're touching the floor because they're getting longer and longer. And again, breathing in. Again, I'm feeling so this time, my neck goes back last. But on the reverse, I move the top of my spine first. So my neck drops first. Then I feel slowly my spine moving all the way down to the lower bit of my spine until my back is bent forward, my arms dangling, my fingers are touching the floor, although I'm not down there. Breathing in. Again, this is a reverse. Now I move my neck first, then slowly right down the rest of my spine until my lower spine drops and my arms are dangling. My fingers feel as if they're touching the floor. And breathe out. I'm just going to straighten up and find my tailbone back. I tilt, I sit, I sink, as if I'm sitting on a high stool with my knees nice and soft. Should be very chilled and relaxed. All I want you to do is rotate from your trunk. Don't worry about these yet. Move from here. So very small movements, because if you're just rotating from your trunk, you can only really move your body about 5 past the hour. So no need to, don't push through your shoulders, leave them alone. I just need you to move with your trunk, this area here. So you go in. So I'm just going to twist from my waist and breathe out. All the time I'm making sure that my knees are still facing forward. They are still parallel, nicely square up in front. And as I just twist from my waist, I'm breathing slowly and deep. Just one inhale. I'm not forcing myself. And breathe out. All the time I'm also making sure that I haven't tightened my back. My back is still nice and open. One on each side. And I'm breathing out on this side. This time I do want you to involve with your hip flexors. I need you to, if you can, if you can't, then just do what we just did just now. So I'm beginning to shift weight. So instead of 50-50 now, I'm shifting weight. So this leg has 70, but if you see my knee, they are still parallel. So they haven't gone, I don't know, twisted, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm just sinking, I'm shifting my weight. I'm actually have to open this hip flexors more, and that means I could turn up more. And then now I'm going to shift my weight. I'm sinking into this one now. So I'm sitting lower to this side and breathe out. I also pull with my feet. So now I'm going this way. I feel that I'm pulling with my foot because I'm sinking. I feel a little rotation of my feet going inwards. Does that make sense? One more time, just in case your legs is screaming at you. But relax, don't tense up just because you feel you're working, alright? So just work through this for me a little bit. Just because they're screaming at you, I actually want you to relax more. Breathing in, don't tense, just relax. Shift your weight from one. So when you shift weight, you should find that your heel finds the other, your tailbone finds the other side of your heel, and breathe out. We're going to continue with the movements. Beach ball. Alright, so when you're holding your beach ball, I want you to squeeze. Keep these open. Remember the eggs underneath your arm, or you're going to make a mess. All I want you to do, feel the connection between your hands. So if they connected, then they got to move together, won't they? So I'm just breathing in. I am coming up my stance a little bit. I I don't have to, you can stay in the stance, but it just means your legs need to work. So you just go breathing in and breathe out. So don't stop, make it continuous. No pauses, alright? If you ever watch a small stream of water, it doesn't just stop flowing, does it? Unless it's dried. So your movement should be the same. And in and out. Okay, do you think you can shift weight? Shift weight. That means each ball goes to the side. If you want, you can start turning your ball. Again, feel the rotation in your feet. So I feel as I'm coming this way, my foot is rotating inwards. Breathing in. And out. And in. So I am shifting weight. And breathe out. Still back to your beach ball. Find your tailbone, sink to your heel, lifting from your crown. So they are connected, remember your hands are connected. So you just go breathing out. Breathing in. And breathe out. It isn't this, alright, I'm not going up, my shoulder doesn't move. So keep dropping your elbows and your shoulders in, out. Again. Like water. It doesn't stop, so I don't go stop and then start again. Stop, I don't. Make it nice and continuous. In, out. Forget about moving your arms. Think about the circular movement that's going on. The lower part of your body. I drive my movement as if my hands are connected to my feet. So as it rotates, I feel it rotating up and over on the inside, to the inside of my foot. In, breathe out. Breathing in, breathing out. Okay, I have no idea what time, 5 minutes. Let's do this one. We haven't done any stepping out for a little while. So we've been standing in this position. What I want you to do, I can't see my feet, can you? I want you to shift your weight in one of your legs. You can mirror image me. So when you shift your weight, what you need to do, you need to drop your hip. So then I'm thinking about my tailbone, finding this heel, okay? And then that means I could come up. So I call this harvest stance. It's also called empty stance. Then when my toe, this is why I always say to my students, when my toe, I'm just going to put my heel. My weight is in this back leg. So if you imagine you're pulling forward with your foot, what's happened is now I've sink into this one, all right, more. Okay, so more weight, my physical weight is now in this leg. And then my mind is in the back of my foot. Okay, so then I'm trying to balance my weight. Okay. Then I want you to go backward. That means I sink into this one because my physical weight is here. Alright, back in my parallel stance because I'm going to do the same on the other side. So what I do, I sink into this hip flexor. Then with my toe, I'm going to put my heel. And then I'm going to pull with this front foot. I sink this hip. Now my physical weight is actually in this leg, but I'm putting my mind in this back foot there. Okay, so I haven't got all my energy going forward. It's balanced out. It's the same way when we're going up and down. When I want you to sink, I want you to lift at the same time. So everything is balanced out. I pull back, that means I have to sink in this hip flexor. I do pivot my foot so I could come back in my parallel stance. Now 50-50, shifting, sinking in this hip. My tailbone finding this heel. I'm going to pull. That means I have to sink in this hip. Now my weight, 70% in here, only 30% in there, so my physical weight is actually in this leg now. I'm going to put my mind in my back foot. Let's go back one more time. Sinking, because I'm going back. And I'm back in my parallel stance. Alright, so the better you become with this, the less you do. If you're not sinking, what happens is, you find yourself probably doing this kind of thing, and I could see you moving side to side. Probably not moving that much. So the less you can, it's as if you never moved. That's what you're trying to achieve. And when you get a bit stronger, you can do this. Instead of just putting where your heel, you probably could step out a little bit more and still be able to still transfer the weight. So I'll transfer my weight forward to this leg. Again, I'm putting something back in there. Not my physical weight is in here. Then I'm going to have to return, yeah? I'm going to sink. So what I do first is I sink in this one. Then I am able to pull back with my foot, or even in your hip flexors. I do both. Physical weight in this leg. I'm going to transfer it across. So I sink in this hip. I have transferred my weight, so physical weight in this leg. My mind's in my back foot. I'm going to have to sink this one before I transfer. And I pull with the same foot. And I'm back in my parallel stance. Okay, right. Next week, hopefully you remember that. Anyway, I'll just come in first and close my stance. Alright, let's do that first. All the way out, back in, out to the side, again, this side, and down here, back, all the way on the outside of your leg, and all the way up on the inside of your leg. Okay, so That's what we're going to do. That's all we're going to do today. All right, so at 3 p.m. there's something else going on. Looks like it's chair based activity with music this afternoon, so I don't miss that. And thank you for that. Good morning. Good morning. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And so what I'm hoping to do is probably next week when we could do some of the yes, and you too, John, and thanks for being here. We will try and do some of the Qigong where we do have to actually transfer weight. Not that we didn't do any today. We did do some, although we were just you know, stationary, but we are still transferring, still shifting weights from one leg to another, and also sinking into your, thank you Patrick, thank you Lindsay. Lost sound sadly. Oh, anybody else can't hear me? That's weird. Why is that? You can't hear me speak? Is that right? Anybody tell me? Anyway, what I'm hoping to do is that we can do somewhere we actually move a little bit next week. I know I did a little bit of that right at the beginning of when I started these, probably in the middle of the probably sometimes in June. I think I did some, and I haven't. But what I'm trying to say to you is that okay, that's great. Okay, that's fine. Is that when we still in our parallel stance, it doesn't mean that we have not shift weight. We did. What I was trying to drill, get your attention, was that the difference between just using your trunk area to move without shifting weight, which you can't move very much, and then when you start shifting weight, so the weight distribution is no longer 50-50, when it's 70-30, although you're not moving, and because you have to then sink in one of your hip flexors, you're actually able to rotate round more. So that was what I've been trying to do these for a few weeks now, getting you to get used to doing that kind of movements, just relying on your hip flexors. Basically, the more you can open them up, the more you're able to sink. The more you open them up, the more range of movement. You increases your range of movement. Okay, it means you increases your mobility. All right, okay, I'm not bombard you more because I don't want to get confused. So thank you for coming, and I shall finish here. And goodbye for now, and God bless, and see you next week.